you have a question that you really want the answer for? So this is a yes or no tarot reading for any question at all you can think of. So take a moment now, focus on your question, and once you have it, click that like button. I'm going to head into it now, but make sure it is a yes or no reading. And we're going to go through each of the star signs, starting at today, Aries. Aries. What do you need to know today, Aries? So I feel like for many of you, you're focused on this as a way to set up your prosperity. You feel like you're not really being offered much prosperity, you're not really offered much joy or abundance right now. So this is like is this a good idea to create abundance for me? Because I feel like I'm just losing out. Like the longer I'm working, the more this is going on, the more I'm losing. And I do feel like here with the Seven of Swords, there is this element here of like instability, of going, you know what, I'm not really able to take action in the direction I need to. More than anything here though, I feel like with the Two of Cups, this is because of disconnection. And I feel like you don't have people around you who are willing to kind of move forward with you, willing to progress things forward with you, willing to continue them on with you. And this is kind of leaving you a lot out and cold. The Five of Pentacles here, I almost feel like it is causing a lot of issues with self-worth as well. But you actually are able to create a lot of abundance. You actually are able to prosper here. I just don't feel like you're really in the right mindset or right place right now because of being a little bit isolated. They say that we are the sum total of the people we spend our most time with. So if you spend time with people who are a bit losers, who are a bit shallow or a bit bad, we become like them. But if you choose to spend your time with people who are progressing their life forward, achieving the goals, or living the life that you want to live right now, we learn from them, we become like them. So do be careful about who you're spending time with, because I feel like for many of you, because you've had bad experiences of people that are a bit of a waste of space, let's be real here, they are a little bit of a waste of space, a bit of a waste of time. You coming out of this and go, you know what, maybe I do need to take a step back from this. Maybe I do need to kind of start seeing things a little bit positive. And I feel like once you're kind of surrounded by the right people, then you'll start to kind of prosper and start to move forward. It's not even about like having people that you emotionally connect with. It's about allowing you to build up that abundance through learning through other people. There's many successful people in this world who have got where they are because they literally had meetings once a week with other people that are trying to build similar dreams or similar goals. And I feel like that's kind of what you're lacking here a little bit. There's definitely a lack of worth here, lack of abundance. And with the Ace of Wands here, I feel like you will build up, as you build up communication, you will be able to continue this on. So we're going to have a look at your question though. Is this a yes or a no? Is this a yes or a no? Queen of Wands here, reverse of 10 of Cups, and the reverse of the Hermit card. I do feel like eventually this will be a yes, like you will create what you want, but there is an issue here of communication. Like you need to communicate more, like we're saying. With the Hermit card, being surrounded by people that are also going to help you with this, or also going to build you up. There isn't a little bit of a mentality of loss here, of you're not really valuing what you bring to the table, or not really value what's coming in for you. So that's kind of pulling you back a little bit, holding you back a little bit. So be aware of that. But overall, this is a yes. So we're going to go on now to the next reading. But if you enjoyed this, please make sure to let me know down below. So we have got, next up is Taurus. So Taurus, what does the Tauruses need to know today? So we got the Knight of Cups here. You're being made an offer, and I feel like you're kind of in love with the offer, but also you enjoy being around the person as well, or you love being around the person as well. And you're trying to decide, is this right for me? Is this healthy for me? As much as I enjoy this, is this healthy for me? Is this good for me? And I feel like there's a little bit of an issue here with communication. Either the person you're dealing with or the situation you deal with, you haven't had a lot of time to think this over, or you haven't had a lot of communication with them. So because of that, it's making you a little bit uneasy, because you're like, well, this feels a little bit too good to be true. Like, this is what I dream of, this is what I hope for, but is it really meant for me? With the Two of Pentacles here, you need to focus more. You need to focus on why you're thinking that it's not worthy of you. And I feel like for many of you, this is you kind of saying to yourself, I can't possibly have that. I can't possibly have that kind of dream or goal. When the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups here in reverse, there is this kind of like devaluing yourself, devaluing what you have, and devaluing what you bring to the table. Is it a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a yes, but I almost feel like there is an issue here with action. Like, you need to choose to take the action to accept this. And it is to do with this kind of like a, nobody's ever going to kind of offer me anything, which is kind of holding this back. There's almost a mentality of, I don't believe anybody's ever going to bring me or offer me anything of worth. So you're pulling back, you're running away. But with the Nine of Cups here, I feel like you have a lot to offer. You have a lot here to offer people, but you don't really kind of recognize that yet, which is a bit of an issue. So I hope that helps you out, Taurus. We're going to go on to the next reading now, which is Geminis. So Geminis, what does Geminis need to know today? But if you have enjoyed this, please do let me know in the comments. Geminis, what do you need to know today, Geminis? You've got sudden change in your life, sudden movement forward. I almost feel like this is a shock to you. It's kind of pushing you forward to do some self-improvement, to bring yourself up. But I feel like part of you's like, okay, I've suddenly got to pivot, I've suddenly got to move forward, but how do I do this? Because I want to protect what I've built up. I want to protect my abundance. I want to protect what I'm trying to create here. Which is making you not want to take a leap of faith. It's making you kind of pause and go, everything's moving too quickly. I need a chance to take a breath of fresh air. I need a chance to understand what's going on, to plan things out. And that'll really kind of help you to get a bit more grounded. There is definitely a new beginning here for you, new beginning and change. But with the Four of Wands here, I do feel like you're finding it difficult to... I feel like almost like you find it difficult to communicate with others about this, so because you don't really fully understand it yet. But it does represent here a whole new beginning, like an 11/11 moment. So I do feel like it's really kind of a positive change. Sometimes we do have these sudden changes and these sudden realizations that, oh my god, everything's going to shift, you know. And with the Queen of Wands here, there is going to be some amazing communication coming in. I just feel like it's just a little bit too early yet. So because everything's happening so quickly, it can get a bit overwhelming. And I feel like that's what's happening more than anything. You need to kind of see things a little bit more clearly first. You need to understand what's going on first. A little bit of here is expressing how you feel about what you want to do, where you want to go from here. Is it a yes or a no though? I do feel like this is a yes with the Chariot card. One thing I would say though with the Eight of Wands in reverse, communication is a bit of an issue, like we said before. But I don't feel like there's going to be arguments or disagreements or anything like that. It's quite peaceful, quite understanding kind of conversations. So although there is communication issues, it's not because anybody's being arrogant or horrible. It's just more to do with like getting time to discuss it, having that open conversations. But this is really positive though, but I definitely feel like this is a yes for you, Geminis. So We're going to move on now to Cancers. So Cancers, what does a Cancers need to know today? What does a Cancers need to know today? So we got the Four of Pentacles here. Losing the sense of self-worth. With the Three of Cups, I almost feel like there's an element here of like being distracted, pulling back. With the Judgment card, I feel like you will be making this judgment call to go, you know what? I want to head forward. I want to head forward, even though I feel like I am losing out at the moment. I want to change things up. I want to start moving forward. I do feel like there's an element here of self-worth, of like not really feeling like you bring much to the table. With the Nine of Wands here, there will be some communication issues coming in. But I feel like more than anything with the Knight of Swords, you will be able to actually, you will actually kind of move past this without taking much action. I almost feel like this is a little bit more of like making the choice of what you want to do and then letting time play it out. Like there's almost an element here of let time play out. With the Page of Cups though, I do feel like there is an element here of you pulling back and you don't feel like you have much to offer or much to put on the table. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this is because of this slowness. I almost feel like this is a chance of like learning patience. Like patience is a virtue. Because I almost feel like you want a change. You know that things aren't progressing forward properly. But things are still quite slow, which is an issue. Like things are still going slow, like without much momentum. I do feel like though you'll have to disconnect a little bit from this because it isn't necessarily going to be the best thing for you if you kind of keep on trying to cram everything in at once. So there's definitely this element here of having to run away and having to reconnect and rethink things. But is this a yes or no? I do feel like this is a no, and I feel like it's due to lack of action. And I don't feel like it's even lack of action on your part, like lack of action by others. The problem here is like other people are wanting to shut down communication, other people are not wanting to compromise. And with the King of Pentacles here, I do feel like though this is almost protecting your bounty, protecting yourself. Because it's almost like if this was a yes, it'd be kind of draining for you. So it's better that... It's almost like it's better that you're having to cut this out so you're not having to deal with people that would be quite draining on you. So I hope that helps you out, Cancers. We're going to move on now to the next reading, which is Leos. So Leos. So what does Leos need to know today? What does Leos need to know today? We've got the Knight of Swords here. You're almost exhausted, I want to say. Like, you're a little bit burnt out here. All your hard work hasn't been paying off. And with the High Priestess here, in reverse, you're not trusting your own intuition. You're not trusting yourself. You're not getting that balance in. You're quite unbalanced at the moment. There's almost just this drainingness. Like, you've worked really hard and you haven't been getting your fair rewards for it for a while. So there is definitely an element of that there though. With the Five of Cups in reverse though, it's like draining your finances as well. Just all this draining energy. With the Empress though, I do feel like with the Empress, there is an element here of you aren't being valued and you're not valuing yourself because of that. Or you're not valuing what you're doing because of that. Our words become our reality and you're not really kind of embracing that right now. With the Six of Cups though, I feel like this is because you're not getting the material gain yet. But you will. It's almost like the idea of repetitive actions. Sometimes when we do one thing, we expect it to be like a hit straight away. Whereas if we focus on just doing the tasks of each day I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, like religiously, then things will kind of fall into place on their own. So I do feel like this is a no for you, but this is almost like it's a no because you need to kind of get into a better kind of pattern, a better routine. This is almost like because you're devaluing yourself, because you're devaluing what you're doing, you're expecting, oh, I just need to do more, I just need to do more, I just need to do more. When realistically, you need to kind of take a step away and go, you know what, I'm going to kind of take care of myself, I'm going to kind of focus on pushing myself forward, and that's really going to help me to continue on. I almost feel like here this is an element of like, I need to get myself into the right place and the right frame of mind in order to kind of continue on, in order to prosper forward. But I just don't feel like you're there yet, which is the issue. I just want to grab one more card for you though. What's the blessing in all of this? Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go and heading towards a better communication, better chance to communicate, better chance for a new option. So, although this is quite a little bit negative here of being stagnant, this is kind of freeing you up to do other things, to do better things. So, I hope that helps you out, Leos, but we're going to move on to the next reading now, which is going to be Virgos. So, Virgos. What does the Virgos need to know today? Virgos, what does Virgos need to know today? We have got the Knight of Wands here. You're having some issues with communication. This is almost like you're dealing with somebody who isn't taking things seriously, so they're not communicating on time, not communicating in the right manner. You're just kind of pulled back a little bit from this. You're trying to get them to act more mature, but they're not. They're not really taking the actions they should be either. You need to choose to pull back your energy here a little bit, because whoever you're dealing with will not be behaving properly, will not be allowing themselves to behave properly. And with the Knight of Swords here, I do feel like with the Knight of Swords, this is almost this element here of I'm having to kind of continue on. I'm having to kind of cut ties from it and take action myself, because I'm not really going to move forward unless I do. This is almost like you've tried to get this person to change. You've tried to get this person to move forward, and they're just refusing. They're just refusing here. They're acting very childish. You need to start focusing on what you need to get done instead. And I feel like if you do that, then you'll be starting to surround yourself with people that actually do care and actually are willing to help you. I just feel like with the reverse of the Hermit card here, there is a lot of the people that would enjoy your help, would enjoy your insights, and would actually see you as a very strong figure in their life to help them. You're just kind of wasting your time on this person who does not want to change, does not want to improve. So stop wasting it. Is this a yes or a no, though? Those two want to come out. So I do feel like this is a yes. I do feel like it's a yes here. But you're having to break free. You're having to walk away from this. And with the Four of Swords here, it's almost like this drainingness of them kind of saying, oh, please help me. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm the victim. Please come and help me. Like, you're getting drawn in from this, and that you're the only person who can walk away and choose to walk away from this. You have a lot more to offer, and you're being offered a lot more. But I don't feel like you're really choosing to embrace that yet, which is kind of a little bit of the issue. There is a little bit of an element of that there, so please bear in mind with it. But I feel like more than anything, you're having to just walk away from them, because you're never going to get that leap forward unless you do. So I hope that helps you out, Virgos. But if you've enjoyed it, please leave a like. And we're going to move on now to Libras. So what does the Libras need to know today? What does the Libras need to know today? So we have got the World card in reverse. Lack of progression, lack of movement forward here. And with the Devil card here, I feel like more than anything, this is you choosing to break free from this lack of movement. And I feel like as soon as you get that, I need to walk away, you're getting this sudden tower moment, you're getting this sudden spark of inspiration of how to improve yourself, but how to improve your life as well. It's definitely bringing in like an 11-11 moment here for you. So moving towards a new path, moving towards a whole new beginning for yourself. And with the 5 of Wands here, I feel like you're going to get a lot of positive feedback about it. I feel like there's a little bit part of you going, if I make all these sudden changes, are other people going to be mad at me or angry at me? I feel like other people are actually going to look at you with this kind of positive thoughts and go, you know what? You're doing really well, Libras. Like, congratulations. There will be some communication issues here, though, because partly people won't understand what you're trying to achieve, but also partly people will be so wrapped up with their own lives, they won't really have time to care. I know that sounds a bit blunt, but we forget sometimes. We think, oh my god, what if everybody can think about me? And 99% of the time, people are too busy worrying about themselves to think at all about anybody else. And not in a selfish way, but in a way of like, they're not judging Sarah because you wore a weird top last week, because they're more worried about whether Tom likes them or not, you know. That's the reason, you know, it's not them being selfish, it's just a lot of the time people don't obsess about that. And the people that do obsess about those kind of things and go judge people like crazy are the people that have nothing going on in life, let's be real. The people like that just never have anything in their life, you know. So is this a yes or a no for you? I do feel like this is a no, but I feel like it's because it would drain you or take you in the wrong direction. And I feel like when you get older, you'll be going like, you know what, I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I took a step out. I'm glad I went into a different direction. So that you'll be glad of your choices later on. So that was Libra. So we're going to move on now to the next one, which is Scorpio. So what does Scorpio need to know today? What does Scorpio need to know today? Some issues with communication here. I'm just getting communication in general, but I feel like almost like you're thinking that the person's not talking to you or not communicating with you, or the situation isn't being communicated with you because of issues with how they communicate, or they don't want to talk to you. But yes, they are having some communication issues, but the reason why they're having them is because of some sort of issue with their money or finances going down, some sort of like abundance issues. So it's almost like whoever you're worried about or whatever you're worried about, you think it's somebody locking you out, somebody ignoring you, or somebody mean to you. They're not. They are so wrapped up in their own finances, where they're going, etc., that they're getting quite distracted and they're not communicating very well to you. That's a reason for it. I definitely feel like they're going to be holding back with communication, being hyper-focused. So whatever it is they're worried about, they're going to be hyper-focused on that rather than communicating with you. There is this element here of lack of worth, of like drainingness, like they haven't got balance in their life for sure. Like they've got a lot of lack of balance here, and I feel like more than anything, this is making them doubt their own thoughts, their own feelings. With the Three of Swords though, I do feel like there is an element here of you having to take action and do it yourself, or focus on it yourself, because it's almost like you want them to come in to help you with something or to do something with you, and you're going to have to make it happen yourself, because whoever this is just too distracted with the rest of their life, their own issues right now, to really put 110% in it. I feel like they meant to originally like help you, or they would normally be willing to help you, but because they're dealing with this, they physically can't do it. Is it a yes or a no, though? So, with the Sun card in reverse, I do feel like it's a no. Like, breaking away, kind of disconnecting, not really having that commitment here. And with the Moon card, like, emotional disconnection. So, although I do feel like it won't be a big deal in the long run, even though it seems like a big deal now, I feel like in the long run it won't matter as much. I know that sounds a little bit petty, but sometimes we can think, oh my god, this is the worst thing in the world, and then we realise a few years later, you know what, that was actually really good for me, because that set me off in a whole new path or a whole new direction. And I feel like more than anything, that's what this is doing. It's kind of going, well, if you actually got that, you wouldn't be able to go down the route that you need to, or the path you need to. So, I hope that helps you out, Scorpio. We're going to move on now, Scorpios. We're going to move on now to Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, what do you need to know today, Sagittarius? We have got the Three of Swords here. We've got a lot of swords today. You are choosing to take action, and I feel like this is coming from a place of maturity. Like, you've planned this out, you've kind of looked into all the details with it. And you're hoping it's going to help you to balance out your life. Not just financially, but I feel like many of you financially, but just in general balance it out, whether that's emotions or finances. With the Four of Cups though, I do feel like there is a little bit of an issue with like releasing, letting go, worth. And with the Ten of Cups, I feel like there is this drainingness, being drained, and not having the confidence that things will progress forward. With the Hierophant card here, I do feel like there is a lot of self-worth issues, like you don't really feel like you're on the right path right now, or things are progressing. But the universe is trying to communicate with you, trying to tell you, actually, you know what, as much as you're not very confident about this, it is the path you need to go down, even if it is a rather hard one, a difficult one. Is this a yes or a no though? I do feel like this isn't... I'm hesitant to say it's a no. Chariot card at the bottom of the deck. I'm hesitant to say this is a no. I feel like this might be a not this way, no, but in another similar way. So this is like a yes, but something slightly different is going to happen. So it won't go exactly how you planned because something else needs to be removed or to take in a slightly different direction. But I do feel like overall it's not a straight no. It's more of a something will happen similar to this, very similar. So it's kind of a yes, but it's not exactly that. So we can't say a strong yes, you know. I almost feel like you're having to be more serious to kind of really continue on or push it forward to the next level. So yeah, this is very much also up to you as well. I feel like with this one, if you choose to do the hard work and choose to keep on improving, then it will become a solid yes. But there is a lot to be going on here at the moment. I hope that helps you out. I know it's a little bit more of a difficult one. Sometimes, like, you know, because the future isn't set in stone yet, you know, sometimes we do have the ones where it's a bit like, possibly, or not in the same way as you think, to kind of help you to understand where you're progressing to. So we're going to move on now to Capricorns. So Capricorns, what do you need to know today about your question, Capricorns? You're having a lack of movement here, lack of progression, and you're trying to protect yourself from that. It's almost like a feeling of, I thought that things would progress more, and I thought they'd carry on more, and I'm having to take care of myself. Definitely an element here of exhaustion from trying to take care of yourself. And with the 10 of Pentacles here, this is almost like an element here of going, I'm trying hard, but it's constantly draining me. With the Devil card, only you can choose to kind of take a step out of this, choose to go into a new direction, choose to restart things for yourself. And I feel like that's what you're having to do. You're having to do this self-improvement to go, you know what, I need to improve myself, I need to focus on where I'm going and continue on to. And with the 8 of Wands here, there will be some communication issues a little bit, I feel like. But with the 9 of Swords, I feel like that this is due to you still having troubled waters around you, things still not being completely resolved in the grander scheme of things. And I mean that by like the world in general. Sometimes when we're trying to manifest a bunch of money, it can be hard because the world is just going crazy for money or something like that, you know. It's like if you're trying to like, you know, trying to manifest like a holiday when like you couldn't travel, you know, there was no way you could travel, it'd be very, very hard to. So we've got the reverse of the Justice card here. You've got a lot of unfairness surrounding you though to do with this. But is your answer a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no, unfortunately, but it's because you've not been offered what you really need or what you really want to go forward from here. I do feel like there's an element of like, go back to the drawing board a bit, reassess things, and then try to go for this again though. So it's not a complete end all no, but it is a no right now. I hope that helps you out, Capricorn. And we're going to move on now to Aquarius. So Aquarius, what do you need to know today, Aquarius? I feel like for many of you, you're cutting out communication, but there is communication issues here. This is almost like that you weren't being offered what you wanted. You weren't being offered something stable. And I feel like more than anything, you've kind of come to the realization that whoever it was wasn't seeing your worth, wasn't seeing your value. But actually, like, as you kind of cut away from them and walk away from them, you're going to be surrounded by a lot of people who do notice that. But I do feel like it's going to be quite draining financially for some time. Just all this difficulty surrounding finances with it though. Is it a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no here because there's almost like some communication and actions that need to happen. This is almost like sitting down with somebody, making a list and go, these are all the things I'm unhappy with and this is what we need to change. And that really helps things to move forward. But definitely communication, a little bit of a problem here, problematic. We're going to move on now to Pisces. So Pisces, what does Pisces need to know today? What does Pisces need to know today? You're dealing with somebody who's a lot older than you, Pisces. And they are like an emperor, so either they're financially well off or you just see them living the life you want. I almost feel like they're coming in as a bit of a mentor for you. And this is helping you to know how to take action, because I don't feel like you had that right now. You need to be honest with them what you are enjoying, what you are struggling with, because that's the only way they can help you is by you explaining it, by you being part of their life. If you don't kind of explain it or don't really kind of progress it forward, they won't be able to help you. But there is definitely this unvaluing yourself. But I feel like your hard work will pay off in this. It's just communication needs a major upgrade, needs major focused on. Like you need to be focused on communicating, explaining what you want, where you want to go. And I feel like it's almost like you didn't want to upset people before, so you were just telling them, you're telling half of what you wanted, but you were only telling what you thought they could manage, whereas you need to be just quite blunt. Is it a yes or a no though? I do feel like this is a no, but I feel like this is because you make a judgment call, you make a choice to go in a different direction. And that kind of leaves you with prosperity, movement, abundance going forward. So this is almost like you're choosing to kind of step away from this towards a whole new start and a whole new beginning. Alright, I hope that helps you out. And please do take care and check out some more of the readings down